I'm going to plant more radishes over here along with some beets. I've already sprinkled radishes on both sides and the beets down the center. So I'll take a little bit of this garden soil and I'll spread it out pretty lightly. This stuff only needs to be buried about a ½ inch or so. And I'll do that all the way down to where that basil begins. I'll just keep adding a little bit, spread it out some. Have a real good germination rate like this. And as I do this, I'm adding soil amendments with this raised bed soil. If you'll notice, the bed doesn't look completely full, and that's because over time the compost in here sinks down and compacts. And as it rots out even more, it gets lower and lower in the bed, so you just have to keep adding soil, preferably compost, and not buying this high dollar stuff to come in your bed. Right now we're waiting for some of our new compost to finish up. That compost, because it's cow manure, horse manure compost, is not going to go in our flower bed. I'll take a section of it, or a portion of that, and I'll test it in my bed to make sure that there's no grazon or a remedy or any kind of insecticides or herbicides, because even insecticides can do damage to your plant. Over there in that bed, there was some malathion on the very end of the bed, and my radishes did not come up because of it, and it damaged some of the plants. But grazon is a persistent herbicide, and it's for broadleaf plants. Well, all of our vegetables are broadleaf plants. So we'll water this in now, and I'm using potassium nitrate mixed in water to water this in. Potassium nitrate is for root growth. A little bit of nitrogen in it. It's a 10-044. And for root crops like beets and radishes, it loves this stuff. I don't want to put too much on. There we go. What you see, the brown lines that you see is irrigation line in here. I'll turn that on as well now. Completely coat that bed. And that's it. That's all it takes. Lady asked me to plant her some beets. I told her it'd take me a couple of months. I got this seed from a big box store. I won't say its name. I normally buy from Johnny's Selected Seed. These are the Rover radishes. They grow real well, have good germination. I have no idea how well these will do. What I'll do now, a word of caution about seed. We are called What's Growing On because last year we had about 15 foot of bed space left, and we went down to the dollar store and bought what we thought were hell's best cantaloupe. Well, we planted it and they were coming up and they looked really good. The plants were super healthy, but they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we realized they were pumpkin. So we never know what's going on around here. What you're looking at is indoor lettuce. Anyway, be careful where you buy your seed. Buy from a reputable company. We'll let it start it out. What I'll do now, being irrigated, the radishes and the beets. And every day in the morning I'll come out here with this watering head and I'll water it. And I may water that twice a day until I get germination. And once it comes up good, I'll just let the irrigation and the roots do their thing. Now what you're seeing me plant in July, it's July the 3rd today, I'm hoping to get out by August. Some of the tomatoes will stop producing because of the heat. Once it gets above 90 degrees, the fruit doesn't want to set on the tomato plant. Now we've been well above 90 degrees every day for at least a couple of weeks now. And we are still getting some fruit set. It's not 100%, but we're still getting some fruit set on these tomatoes. You'll see the okra that we planted in the back, sunflowers in the very back there. And we're staging this stuff out a little bit at a time. More okra's coming up. There's over 200 okra plants in right now. And okra loves the heat. And it's going to get hot, hot, hot. It's going to be over 100 degrees this next week. And those plants will love it. They'll take off and grow really, really well. As you can see, the cucumbers are doing good. And they'll continue to do well in the heat. Though they may not have a good fruit set, they will also partially shade out some of this basil. And in between the basil, I'll come in, I'll plant some heat-tolerant lettuce in between all of that. And it'll get some partial shade as well. So everything I'm setting up for is really an August harvest on a lot of stuff. And you see those little tomatoes back there? That's going to be a September, strong September harvest if I can beat the heat and beat the pest that we may have come through here. Like whitefly and aphids, which are the worst. But that's it, folks. If you got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment. If you've got something you would like to see us do or talk more about, just let me know. We sell a lot of stuff at the farmer's market, a lot of salsa. Pretty much all the produce that we take sells within the first couple of hours. And once those cucumbers come off, we may get to the point where we may bring back a few cucumbers or some okra. But any okra that we bring back gets pickled. And we have to pick, in July and August, we have to pick the okra twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Otherwise they get too big and they get hard. So anything we pick on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, it gets pickled. Stuff that we pick on Thursday and Friday goes to market. And you wouldn't believe how many pickled cucumbers, pickled okra, pickled squash that we've sold in the past. Salsa alone last year we sold about 4,000 jars of salsa. We probably sold 500 jars of pickled okra and probably 100 jars of pickled squash. So once again, please subscribe if you enjoyed the content. We'll talk a lot more and show you more as we go along. We're going to build beds over there in the next day or two, so you'll see that video. And over there in the distance, you see our compost bin. We're going to have to turn that in the next couple of days. So we'll be videoing all that. Good night, everyone, and have a good 4th of July.